Hello. Oh, cards are going already. That's the Four of Pentacles. So what I was going to say before that happened was I was going to say, so how can I not? It's the week of love. So how can I not do a complete love reading? There's a couple of little shorts gone out with the Hidden Truth Oracle and something else. And both of those were about deep, lasting connections. So let's see how this goes. Four of Pentacles has just come out using the Enchanted Crystal Tarot. Six of Swords in reverse. Ace of Swords. Very mental energy. So we're talking about, buzzing today. Three of Cups. The Chariot. Eight of Wands. She's nice, isn't she? Five of Swords. Two of Cups in reverse. Oh, jumping. Nine of Pentacles. I feel like I know where this is going. Death reversed. Two of Swords. Too many there. Seven of Wands reversed. Right. Yeah. And then I'm going to use the little mini Arcane Tarot as well in a second probably. And on my desk or on my table, on my kitchen table, I have several Oracle decks that I got out earlier for the shorts. And I think I'll just randomly pull some messages. There's like the Two Hearts Meet, the Hidden Oracle, the Twin Flames deck, and the Confessions, I think. And I've also got that cheeky little deck, Mystic Bees Official, Unofficial Messages. So with the Four of Pentacles here, and even though I am intentionally setting out a love reading, there's not so many of those traditional love cards in this. Four of Pentacles, that is about holding on to things. So it can denote some form of jealousy, some form of possessiveness that might be surrounding you. So you might have, in the lead up to this week, been experiencing either you feeling like you want to hold on to someone, you don't want them to be moving on to pastures new, and I feel like that is sort of in your mind a little bit, and in your mind because we've got the Ace of Swords there. So this this feeling, this holding on to energy has been affecting your ability to move on. It's keeping you back a little bit, and I'm wondering if it's a little pattern and that you're going to start getting a little bit of clarity, because the Ace of Swords is that very direct, clear thinking, and it could be that you're noticing that this feeling of possessiveness is actually giving you a sign. So the sign might be that you are ready, if you're feeling that about somebody, to move on, or you could be feeling that possessive enough is making you feel like moving on if it's overbearing. And we've got the Three of Cups. Well, we all know what the Three of Cups means in terms of love. It often indicates a third party. So now we're getting a little bit more of the story. Perhaps a third party, someone from the past, is returning, and this is causing this sort of angsty feeling, a feeling of, oh, I don't want to lose someone, I don't want them to move on, or it's making you feel very clear about feelings, or someone is getting very much more clarity about their feelings, and they are or have been influenced by some external factors. And these colours are great, aren't they? As we move into sort of the middle of the reading, we've got the Chariot. I'm going to pop those ones down. The Chariot is about willpower. It's about moving forward. So I feel like this sudden burst of clarity is giving you some form of direction. And it's almost as though it's taken on a life of its own. It is a destined kind of feeling. And you may be pulled to, or someone may be pulled to, physically move towards you. So the Chariot can be in modern life a car, some form of transport, and this unease is making you want to move towards this person. You don't want to stay stuck and bound in your mind. The Eight of Wands is where you feel like you can't move on, you can't move forward, and you are perhaps stuck because you're at a distance from somebody, or they're at a distance, so you're not able to move in the direction that you want to, or perhaps you can't draw your plans together. I'm feeling very a little bit sticky in what I'm trying to explain. So I'm feeling like this feeling of movement. You've got to move forward to come out of this sort of period of stuckness. And then we've got the Five of Swords, because somebody, you or somebody else, is not comfortable with the potential competition, this possessiveness, this need to hold on to. They're not comfortable. So it's causing them to take this action to actually physically move, or move the relationship forward, so that they don't lose out to a third party. And this clarity has all come about because this feeling of jealousy, or this feeling of possessiveness. It's actually maybe moving the relationship from a friendship basis, where they thought it was a friendship, or you thought it was a friendship, and they didn't realize how deep their feelings were for you, or you didn't realize how deep your feelings were until perhaps this third party came along, or this person from your past, or this person from their past came back and has, regardless of whether anything's going on, that has caused them to think, or caused you to think, oh, I don't want to lose this person. And this Two of Cups there is this, maybe this feeling that you're apart from your soul person, and you no longer want that to be the case. You feel like the distance is separating you, and even though some people stay connected with that distance, you feel that this distance is actually making it harder to move forward with your relationship. And you are in a state of independence. The Nine of Pentacles is all about being able to function on your own. It's being good with your money and being able to sort of survive. You don't need another person to do that. And you've been fine like that. But this worry or their worry is causing you to actually reflect upon this separation and this independence that you've created, because you are feeling this depth of connection, and you're fearing that if you don't take some form of action, and I have moved this reading from maybe one or the other, it's feeling like it is you're moving from this state of independence into more of a feeling of wanting to solidify this relationship. And the 13, the death in reverse, is that you have come to the end of a stage, and now we're about to see this new phase. So it's not an actual timestamp as such. It is a state in yourself. That's why, for me, at the moment, the way this is coming across is that you have acknowledged that now is a time to change the status of this relationship. And it is because this is either a very deep friendship that you've had, and you now realize it's no longer a friendship, it's romantic, and also that you have to do it because you've become nervous or anxious that someone else is involved, that your person is giving attention somewhere else, and that they are going to actually potentially try that out rather than looking at you, because you've kept this in this state. And that is making this very big decisive moment. And there is a lot of toing and froing with this. You on the one hand think, well, my friendship is good and I'm happy with it, and the other is almost, I can't bear to lose my person because they mean so much to me. And I realise this now. I've realised that I cannot have anybody else have them, and I'm scared that someone, if I don't step up or I'm not open to this, that they are going to no longer be around me. They're not going to be there available to me. And, you know, I do really love them, really. And perhaps there's been a form of defensiveness in that period where you have kept yourself apart from them because you were a little afraid of commitment, or you valued the friendship and you didn't want to lose it. But now you're realizing it is time for you to let those defenses down. The Seven of Swords is about, Wands. I don't know why I said swords. The Seven of Wands is about letting down those defenses, no longer needing to sort of keep that back. So this is, you know, maybe not exactly a beautiful Valentine's love message, but it is about taking and reflecting on what has led you to this moment where you're so feeling so anxious and so possessive that you need to change the status of this relationship. And it does feel quite urgent. It does feel like, oh my goodness, how am I going to get through this? Because I have to actually make these decisions and make this shift. And that is going to involve me letting down my defenses and letting another person in, because otherwise, actually, it doesn't feel like a friendship would be able to be maintained. It feels like it would be very difficult for it to carry on in that process. These two are in reverse. So it's the High Priestess, and they came out that way for me, and the King of Wands in reverse. So you've been ignoring messages, you've been ignoring the signs, you've been ignoring your feelings, and you've been almost sort of La 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 la. I don't want to hear this because I'm happy. And the King of Wands is this lack of action. So, at your expense, you are not listening to how you feel. And I wonder how this other person feels, because it's very one-sided. But let's have a look at that. Lovers in reverse. So I feel like that is saying that they do feel the same, but they're not sure. Perhaps your defenses has made them feel that you do just see them as a friend, and that you've actually got no inkling, and they've been happy to be that person, but they no longer want to be in a position where they are giving and not receiving. So that's really interesting. So maybe this is why it's been sort of frozen for so long, because neither of one of you has wanted to make that move. One for fear of losing, well, both for fear of losing, actually, both for fear of I guess being in a comfort zone. Yeah, 10 of Wands there is about burdens. Being in a comfort zone and not wanting to ruffle the feathers, but now there's this extra burden, a sense of overriding discomfort, and that is what's going to cause the shift in this relationship one way or another. The Page of Pentacles is this offer is not coming. It's very hard for you to vocalize it. It's very hard for you to sort of envisage how this is going to pan out. You're holding on to this offer and not really wanting to speak up about it. Yeah, this final step that you need to take to transition the relationship is being withheld. This is all internal energies. They're not stepping forward. You're not stepping forward. Four of Cups in reverse means you are beginning to get that clarity. You are seeing the thing that you didn't notice before. You didn't notice that this was actually potentially a romantic. You didn't realize that you were jealous of this person having other romantic relationships because they also were not really speaking up about it. It was like a private, I want to say telepathic thought thing going on, maybe. Seven of Pentacles here means the good news is, even if this is really difficult, the good news is that by having this friendship or by having this connection, you have already laid the groundwork to a future relationship. So that means there's so much that you know about each other that you're going to be really comfortable, that you don't have to, it's not like meeting somebody for the first time and then trying to get to grips with a character. You already have that knowledge, and you also have had the blessing of not making the mistakes that lots of people, or not necessarily mistakes, but having to sort of feel your way through a brand new relationship, getting to trust them, getting to know who they are, getting to understand what their values are. You already know that. And as you transition into this changed relationship status, you're going to start seeing that investment. Seven of Pentacles is all about that investment. You're going to start seeing it, and so are they. King of Swords there. So again, this just really reflects this lack of verbalization, this complete, I'm going to say silence, actually, really. I don't think anyone's even mentioned it. I think they're just feeling it, and this third party coming into the situation has caused both of you to think, well, what if we were a couple? 10 of Pentacles. Yeah, well, what if we were? Well, if you were, the 10 of Pentacles is that absolutely amazing when you come together. You're gonna that investment that you put into each other as friends or as you know, acquaintances, but by getting to know each other and, you know, removing the what people get first, that sort of limerence or that love sick thing when they meet someone, when they think they're going to be a romantic partner. You've kind of bypassed that, and you've built the foundation that would normally come later or be harder to sort of secure, because you already know this person and you know their good qualities and you know what their faults are. And now you're both realizing that you love each other and you could be a couple. And when you are a couple, you are actually going to create this absolutely magical, unbreakable bond. And as I'm saying that has reminded me of one of the shorts I've just said. It said, your love is eternal and unbreakable. So that's what I'm going. It was like a really lovely palacey sort of place there. One final card before we look at the oracles. Queen of Wands in reverse. Yeah. So I think there might be a little fear, because we had the King of Wands in reverse, that this was just platonic. And I just said I would have a look. This would be the last one, but I can't now because I've just got that question. So you probably thought, well, we're just friends. This is just platonic. Nothing's ever going to happen. And out of respect to the friendship, nobody has made a move. And as I said, now something's happened. As an external force, and you in particular are becoming nervous that is going to disrupt everything you've got, and you are feeling that you should be more romantically aligned. But that's what I'm going to ask. You know, is this just you being afraid that you're losing your friendship, or has it got the potential to also have the chemistry that all good relationships require? And it's the Emperor in reverse. So that's letting go of control, and once you stop trying to control the definition of your relationship and you start acknowledging these fears that you're going to lose a person, and you realize that the basis of that is really good. Once you release that control between you, you're going to find what? 4 of Wands in reverse. Well, I think there's a secret. I mean, upright, this is all about marriages and stuff. I feel like this is what the control is about. You dare not even dream how good this relationship could be, because you just have never really put it into that box. You've never thought this is going to turn into something, but it is, because one or both of you is going to offer this cup of love, and it's going to be surprising. So it will, yeah, surprising is the word, because, you know, sometimes people know that there's, you know, this frisson and stuff, but I really feel like you didn't know. And this trigger, this third person, this is I don't know, it has been the catalyst for it. So either one of you, or almost perhaps both of you, are going to put the offer on the table, this proposal, so that you can end the competition. Because at the moment, you don't know you're playing the game. You don't know you're in the lineup, because neither of you have said it. And also, you're only both just starting to realise, oh, this could be different. This could be more. Yeah. And as I pull the last card, it's the Magician. So the Magician is the master manifester. They have all the tools. And what you've developed, like I said, what you've developed is you put in accidentally, unintentionally, put in all the work, planted the seeds. You've probably shared things about your relationships with other people. You probably know a lot about each other. You know what your dreams are. You know where you want to go. You know what sort of lifestyle you want to live. And unbeknown to each other, you have been quietly in the background drafting this really lovely relationship that hasn't been blurred by, sexual chemistry. It hasn't been blurred by that sort of thing. You've just grown to understand each other. And now it's all slotted into place and you're like, oh, whoa. And as if by magic, this is going to change status from your friendship to something greater. So in the absence of traditional love cards, what we've got is something that's been bubbling and burning and underneath the surface, simmering, not really a bubble or a burn. And now you're going to see the results. So let's have a look at a couple. We'll pull an oracle out of all of these just to give us a little bit of extra clarification. It says a message of love. I'm thinking about you, my love, and even though you think I'm not, I miss you every day and night. I'm curious to know how you've been doing, how your day goes without me, and sometimes I wonder, do you even think of me? I'm feeling the urge to reach out to you, my love, and I will, I promise. So yes, this surprising message is, this is a love message, this page of cups. It's surprising because, as we've been saying, it's been internalizing, but it's not been brewing. Neither of you been sat there for, months and months knowing this was your love. You genuinely thought this was your friend. And now, this realization has hit that, perhaps this isn't just a friend. Perhaps I've just been ignoring my intuition and stuff for good reasons. I dream about a future with you. Yeah, they do. Absolutely. They dream about a future with you because now they can see. It's all, like, oh, stupid me. How did I not know this? That card said, I left before you could leave me. So I don't think that means they physically left, although they may have moved away, perhaps for a job or something. I think that means one or both of you didn't even entertain the idea that you would be together as a couple, and that was kind of shelved. That's the feeling I'm getting from that. It was just back. So it hadn't even sort of got there. So before they even thought about it, before you even thought about it, you'd already boxed the relationship into a friendship and never thought any more about it until this, whatever this thing is that's caused this catalyst. And that's bizarre. Connection. This is the card that came out on the short, connection. The one that I was just talking about. Your connection is eternal and unbreakable. Yes, it is, because you've already put the foundation in. You've created this unknowingly, unwittingly. It's actually really exciting. I'm an earth sign, so I would find that very exciting because it's stable and great. And then we'll just do one of these cheeky little cards. A little bit nervous about that because some of these are quite attacking. But I said I was going to pull one, so I am. It says, what the hell? So that is exactly how you'll be feeling. What the hell? How did this happen? How did we not know? What on earth has been going on? And I'm getting rom-com vibes all over it. Perfect for this Valentine's week. You have a lovely day, and I hope your dreams come true.